Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So yeah, today we are flying out the F-16 nets, but to actually test the AIM-9L. If you don't know guys, if you haven't heard of it, IR missiles are very different right now. They changed the way that sensitivity is in two aspects of basically almost all the IR missiles in the game. First thing is countermeasure, basically range or detection or sensitivity, whatever you want to call it. And also the amount of range that it detects targets as well. So it is, all the missiles are a little bit more sensitive of detecting targets, but also a little bit more sensitive on countermeasures and other stuff. Apparently it is already working. I couldn't confirm properly, but the FOV actually was changed in the AIM-9L. So I guess everything is already in place, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be already in place. I did a video talking about the data mine that people found, you know, today. But as you're going to see in the gameplay, it doesn't feel that different, but it does feel a little bit less capable, especially the AIM-9L. I am going to do videos talking about the other missiles, but the AIM-9L especially got a little bit more than those two things that I told you guys about. It got that, so it now has a very long range in like head-on passes against afterburning engines, and also it sees a lot more flares from longer ranges as well. But it also got a new FOV, so it is looking a lot more like the R60s, you know? It has its drawbacks and it has its benefits of having a larger FOV. People think it's only bad, but it's not. If the missile has the power to it and it can actually turn, it does help a little bit on tracking on targets that they don't know that you're there. They also help a little bit on reacquiring targets that are trying to flare if they remain using the afterburning. So it will go to the target, then it will go to the flare that the target releases, and then it will return to the target if the FOV is big enough to actually take a look on the target after the heating process of the IR seeker, of the countermeasures, just don't like fades a little bit and the engine is continuing to burn, obviously, if it remains in afterburner. So yeah, there is that as well. But it has it has drawbacks and it has goods on it. And that's basically the goods, but the very big drawback is, as you see right there, it likes to see flares and just goes for it. So as I said, I didn't have the proper confirmation that these changes are in the game. They feel like they are. I couldn't make the red top actually be all aspect against afterburning engines, which it should be right now. But still, the AIM-9L should be a lot less effective. It does feel a lot less. I mean, look at that. I mean, just went for the MiG-29 there. So yeah, it happens, I guess, but the flares basically make the missile go for it, right? And then the MiG-29 pass it. So it was a very unlucky kind of situation for the MiG-29 even. And kind of a poor shot by my part anyway. But the idea is just that they are more sensitive to flares, okay? They're pretty much nerfed. And they have a smaller track rate as well. So, as I said, I don't know exactly if you are actually, I mean, I don't think I ever said that actually. I don't think you are going to actually feel that much difference. The thing is, the AIM-9L was already kind of bad at head-ons. You know, it doesn't turn as fast as the R60 to actually make the 1 kilometer or less than 1 kilometer shots that you can do in that missile. And both of them they just go for flares in a head-on. So yeah, these missiles are not, I mean, even though they are all aspect. You can use them in an all aspect kind of situation. The IRCCM that they have and the way that they work, they only really work in rear aspect shots only. They just have a more of an angle to actually shoot. I would not advise you guys to shoot any head-on passes with the AIM-9L, and neither the R60M, to be honest, just because of that fact. These missiles are not made to be used like that, even though they can. In doctrine-wise, you know, these missiles were made to just be better at detecting targets, but doesn't mean that they are full fault-proof against these more weird angles and weird kind of situations, right? So yeah, it feels that the missile is nerfed. The AIM-9L, it feels like it's nerfed. It feels like it's not going for the target as much as it did. I could not test it against an F-14 because no F-14 actually appeared, so I have to actually test it against an F-14. That would be the ultimate test. Because if you played, the F-14, they're one of those aircraft that, if they are in a weird aspect kind of situation, just fire the missile. You will get the guy. It produces so much heat that any missile kind of ignores the flares. So yeah, I couldn't actually test it out against that. That it's more of a kind of a clear situation to actually take a look on that kind of aspect of the missile. But as you saw many occasions there, I was kind of trigger happy. And by the way, the radar on the F-16 right there is kind of bad right now, as you see. I cannot get a proper lock on targets that are just very easy to detect. I don't know what is happening right now. So yeah, but the AIM-9L is just kind of nerfed. So mind that, okay guys? Try to shoot them on a rear aspect only. I know that sounds kind of weird, but you are going to get more kills if you do that. You really are going to get more kills. If the target doesn't know that you're there, as you see right here, I mean, it's just an easy kill, right? It's just very easy. So yeah, it's just a matter of knowing when to fire. If you are not sure that the target is going to actually be killed, or if you don't have almost certainty of it, just don't fire the missile. It's always better to have the missile for you in a later stage. Of course, an aircraft like the Nets have 6 of these, so it's completely fine, but most of the aircraft will have 2 or 4, so yeah, try to save them for when you need it, even if it's an AIM-9L. Don't just pray and pray. You will not get kills. As you see here I was actually trying to push the envelope to actually see how sensitive it is for flares. He was actually, at some points, he was actually maintaining the afterburner, and the AIM-9L was just continue to go for the flare. So yeah, pretty bad. But it is still one of the best missiles in the game. I just prefer the R60M, but that's just personal opinion. It's just such a sluggish missile sometimes, the 9L, but still. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.